Hi, welcome to Five Things Finance. I'm Charles Phillips. Today, we're going to talk about the five things you should consider when selecting a credit card. The five things you should consider include interest rate, annual fee, credit amount, perks and bonuses, and promotional period. We're going to explore each of these things in further detail and show you a website that you can reference for further information right now. Let's start with interest rates. Interest rate is the percentage of your balance remaining that you will be charged as a fee if you don't pay the entire balance off by the time that the bill is due. That's in most simplest terms. Now, if you pay off your entire balance before the bill is due, then you won't be charged a fee, and basically you have a 0% interest card experience. However, if you're like the rest of us who pay the minimum or pay a certain amount but don't pay the entire balance off, we still have a balance due after the bill is due. And that remaining balance is then you're charged a fee on that remaining balance by multiplying your interest rate percentage by that balance. And then there's some other math there as well that determine what the final fee is. So that's what the interest rate is. In short, you want the lowest interest rate possible. Typically, if you're dealing with a major card like a MasterCard, a Visa, or an Amex, which we talked about in previous Five Things Finance videos, you'll have a lower fee than if you get a department store credit card like a Macy's or Belk or something like that. A lot of times the department store credit cards are in the mid 20%, and you can get some of the major credit cards in the low teens and even possibly single digit percentages, depending on what your credit score is and what ranges they're offering at the time that you're looking. So just take a look at the interest rates. Your goal is to get the lowest interest rate. Looking at the range will tell you where you're going to end up, but looking at the range doesn't tell you exactly where you're going to end up. You just know for a fact that you won't get an interest rate lower than whatever is the minimum of that range. And depending on what your credit score is, that will determine where within the range you will end up as a percentage of interest on that card. Now let's talk about the second one, the annual fee. The annual fee is the amount of money that they charge you as a premium for having that card. Now, for most cards, this is going to be $0. They don't charge you an annual fee. But some cards that have, well, I would say some of the higher and premium tier benefits, they will have a fee. A lot of those are going to be 100, 129 on up in dollars that you pay per year. So you want to take a look depending on your financial situation and the benefits that this card is going to get you based upon your usage and your plan for this card to determine if that annual fee is worth the card or not. Next, let's talk about credit limit. Credit limit is basically how much you can charge. What's your maximum credit limit? What's your maximum amount that that card is giving you? A lot of times you're not able to see that until you've actually applied for the card, but you can have conversations to determine what your credit amount is or how much they believe you're going to be able to get. And so that's something that you want to think about because if you're looking at your first card, maybe you don't want a very high credit limit, but if you have a plan, for example, to travel with this card, you get a travel card and you know you're going to be spending about $5,000 in order to get those benefits that are worth using the card, you may want to make sure that you're getting a card that enables you to have a higher credit limit so that once you make whatever charges you're going to make, your credit limit to debt ratio, or sorry, your debt to credit limit ratio isn't too high. Next, let's talk about perks. Perks come in all shapes and sizes. What's most popular right now is cashback, sometimes points, right, for travel, for rental cars, for other types of purchases that are specific to that particular industry. You also can get some sort of a bonus associated with this card, and we'll see some examples of that in a minute when I show you the website. But the perks are really what's drawing you in. Why do you want this card? What benefits are they giving you besides the ability to charge it? Because any card is going to allow you to charge it. The question is how do you rank the perks that this card is going to offer you relative to what you could get from another card? And ideally, the perks that you're going to get are aligned with the intended use of the card. Lastly, let's talk about promotional period. Promotional period is really usually connected to, shall we say, the upfront benefit that you get from the card. For example, very popular 0% interest. So 0% interest is a bonus benefit that you get up front, which means it's a limited time benefit. And then it's a promotional benefit, right? So the question is how long does that promotion last? Do you get 0% for 12 months? Do you get 0% for 18 months? Do you get 0% for 24 months? Do you get 0% for 1 month? Understand what that promotional period is so that when you're making the comparisons to the different cards that you can get, you'll understand, well, which one is going to offer that benefit for the longest amount of time. And I'm not saying that the promotional period is the last factor, the only factor that you use to consider choosing a card. It's just one factor that you should think about. Okay, let's just give you a quick look at this website, comparecredit.com. Comparecredit.com, as we talked about, has different credit cards and it shares with you the specific details of the card. So, looking at the Citi Diamond Preferred card, for example, you can get 0% interest for 21 months on balance transfers. Now, this is just on balance transfers, not purchases. You got to look over here to see you can get an intro purchase APR for 0% for 12 months on the purchases. So 12 months on the purchases and thereafter 15.99 to 25.99% variable, which means it can change. $0 annual fee and credit score needed, excellent, good. It's a MasterCard. And then you can go in to see if there are other benefits, right? Citi Entertainment, you can get special access to purchase tickets to thousands of events, etc., etc. And you can scroll down and look at different cards, like look at the Wells Fargo Active Cash Card. You earn a bonus of $200 cash bonus after spending $1,000 in purchases in the first 3 months. You get unlimited 2% cash rewards on purchases as a perk. And then it's 0% intro 0% intro APR for 15 months from account opening on purchases and qualified balance transfers. Then 17.24% to 22.24% thereafter. So this is an opportunity for you to take a look. I'll look at one last one. The Capital One Venture Rewards, 75,000 miles once you spend $4,000 on purchases. 2 miles per dollar. As again, we talked about travel cards, right? Receive up to $100 credit for global entry or TSA PreCheck. This one has an annual fee of $95. So just gives you an example of the different benefits to different types of cards. You can go to comparecredit.com yourself and take a look for further information. Thanks again for watching. This is 5 Things Finance. I'm Charles Phillips. Please like and subscribe and share with your family, friends, and colleagues. I hope you learned something today about credit cards, and I hope this supports and helps you in your choices in the future. Thank you so much for your time, and come back soon for more 5 Things Finance.